Oh,
Let's talk about love. Like you and me all night, and let's talk about love. I'm feeling alright, and let's talk about love. Yeah, baby, come and dance with me. You're everything I'll ever need. So let's talk about love.
every time I see that thing, that whole montage that comes on it, I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Renair Amin, the Relationologist. Welcome to Pink Love Lab Live, where we explore the chemistry of connection. I am so happy to be here. Yes, read that. I am not a medical doctor. I am a relationship wellness coach, and this program is for entertainment purposes only. You know, you got to do the legal thing. But no, seriously, I am so glad to be with all of you tonight and get into what we do. Last time we came, we had a really good time. I was joined by my lab assistant at the time, my spouse. And so I just want to send her a word of thank you for joining and kicking us off. But tonight, the lab assistant changes. Tonight, I have someone that I love. When we get together, it is a time. It is a time. We have been friends, ministry, laborers, just everything for about 25 years now. That's like on some real stuff. So this is my sibling, my family. Hey, Rosetta, I see you coming up here, the lab assistant for tonight. We're going to be walking heavy as we talk about connections, life, love, relationships. Sue of Kara Solutions, Inspire Network, the one that makes this whole thing flow. We are, first, let me say, in all truth, we are so sorry that we were late. I
Yes.
am all about being punctual. Sue was all about being punctual. It was StreamYard all day. It was StreamYard having some technical difficulties. Please know we honor your time. So we're going to make it up to you by having some extra fun. So, hey, Sue,
Hey, Renair.
how are you? Oh, Wiz, much love.
Listen,
Where
I
was
need
you
to
at?
I need to pull this up so that people can see.
Yes, she has a patch. The Pink Love Lab assistant.
Yes,
We
yes,
have
yes.
my shirt making people. I need someone to make me a shirt with the patch on it, just like you see. So if you're watching now on the replay and you make shirts, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. Quita said I almost had an attitude.
Uh.
I almost had an attitude too. I was like, I told people to come on.
Listen. We wait. First of all, hey Instagram. I'm waving the Instagram over here. Hey
Oh
Instagram.
yes, hey Instagram. I don't want to leave
Um,
y'all
no, we're not gonna leave them out at all. But I'm so honored to be your lab assistant today. And I am looking forward to us hanging out because listen, we haven't walked heavy in a minute, right?
in
We
a
haven't
minute.
hung out in a minute. And so I have to say, while I'm talking to you, the four-legged baby is vying for wants my attention. She didn't want the attention the whole time, but now she's licking my ankle and all that stuff. I don't know what that's about, but let's.
That is TMI, and this is I was
That's
going to
not
say
who I want to
PG,
be
but I
licking my
don't think
ankle.
so.
Hey.
Pink Love Lab Live. This is what you all signed up for. Oh, I see.
Quit said pick her chop. Come on. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Okay, now she don't want to.
Well,
All
keep her nearby because we're going to kick off with our opening segment. After you
Yes.
tell everyone a little bit about you and tell us about who the lab assistant is tonight. Hey, the burn.
Listen, well, child, before I'm yards, so we have 10 jobs, right? But I'm Sue A. Webley. I am an author, an entrepreneur, a live stream producer. I am an award-winning minister. I'm all the things. And I have my own company called Kara Solutions. And so Kara Solutions does things like this: live stream production, also graphic design, web design, social media management. So if you were looking, all of those things for you, um, you know, hit a sister up. But yeah, and I listen, I'm a mama, I'm a sister, I'm a lover, I'm a friend, I'm all the things. Every woman. I can't sing, but I'm singing. I'm every woman. I am
Especially not in
every.
that range, you're an alto. So since we are talking about how things go, right? Let us kick off with the segment. that we want to hear from you. You're my lab partners. We want you to get in the comments and give us feedback. We want to open up with this video right here.
I think he's slick. Watch this.
What's up, baby?
Hey, where you been at?
Huh?
Huh?
You said what?
Where you been at?
Oh, I just went to Real Lobster with my guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's where you went.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's wrong? You alright?
Oh, you alright? No. You stay right there. You might as well get your shit. Go on, get out.
Why? What's wrong?
Because you ain't going to no Red Lobster.
What you mean I wasn't at Real? I was at Real Lobster.
So you gonna get loud with me and you gonna insist that you was at? No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
No,
I was
you
at Real
weren't.
Lobster.
No, you weren't. That's
with my
not.
guys.
That's not what the air tag say.
The air tag. What you talking about?
Air tag. It's not what it say.
Air tag. What the hell is an air tag? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What?
You don't know what the air tag is now?
Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, you know what I'm talking about. What is you talking about?
No, what is you
Where
talking
was
about?
you? Where were your antennas?
Okay, why are you trying to listen?
I don't care.
Told you I was there, but you don't trust me.
No,
don't
you
believe
lied.
me,
You
so-
lied straight to my face.
I lied about
straight
what?
to my
What did I
face.
lie about?
You lied straight to my
What
face.
did I lie about?
Where you was at? Because the air tags say a whole
Okay,
different
why?
place.
What the hell is it? You keep talking about air. Who's
Why don't
air
you look
tag?
in your wallet?
You
Talking
said
about
what?
who? It's in your wallet. It's an air tag. It's a GPS device. Look in that wallet. I put it in a place that you don't never look at. You only use one card.
This shit?
Yep.
So what?
Yep.
What this supposed to be?
It's a GPS tag.
Okay. Okay. Lab partners, thank you so much, Veneer. Lab partners, I need you to get in the comments. I need to hear from you. Talk to me. What say you? Is this a problem? Is this a problem?
Come on, y'all talk in the comments. I'm going to
Listen,
assist. I'm
is it-
assisting. Talk in the comments before I say what all the things I want to say. Okay. Yes.
Janelle, you're gonna have to hit me up. I'll send it to you so you can see the whole thing. But it pretty much ends after that. But
Come on. That's right.
that's what I'm saying, Veneer. If I have to now, let me be transparent because y'all know I'm transparent. I wasn't always this person.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do things like that. Well, not air tags. Back then, we didn't have air tags, but I could launch a whole Law and Order investigation and get an answer to what I needed to. Hack your computer, get into your beeper, like. But the truth of the matter is, at this point in my life, I realize that if, with just what Veneer said, if I have to become Columbo because I need to catch you. See, here's the truth. It's not that I need to know. Because if I'm putting tracking devices on you, I already know.
Listen.
I need to catch you. So if I got to do all that, no. No. And they're expensive. No. What are you thinking, Sue? Because you look like it set you adrift on memory bliss.
No, it's not memory bliss. But I agree. If I have to do all of that, first of all, sis, the one that put the antenna. Sis, you already knew. You already knew. You had to go through all the trouble to put the you already knew. And so instead, you decided to spend money to confirm what you already knew.
Right.
Right. So yeah, if it gets to that point, you've already seen the signs. I was busy. I was looking for a red flag, child, so I could put it up, but I couldn't get it quick enough. But you already knew. You've already seen the signs. You already know all the red flags. You already knew, and so now you have to decide what you have a decision that you have to make because now that you've caught him in the lie, now what?
Wait, Sue. We gotta go to the comments. We gotta. Can we pull up Shy's comment? Can we
Yeah,
pull
yeah,
up?
yeah.
I don't have that energy anymore. I used to be that person. I actually went to the woman's house with the extra car key and moved the car. That's real. That's real. You wake
Listen.
and you still got to figure out how to get home. Like, yes, I
Hmm.
want you to walk. I want you to walk.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, instead of purchasing the air tags, you should listen to me. Come on, Rosetta. Purchase the suitcase. Okay, take a trip. All right.
Deverne said that's a serious problem. It is a serious problem when you have to. You know how many hours it takes to launch to go into investigative mode? Do you know how
Hmm.
much energy that
Yeah,
takes?
yeah,
It takes a lot.
yeah, yeah.
See, now I have matured now
Oh, we
because
thank God,
back in the day, yeah, you remember
and we
back in
bless
the
the
day,
Lord.
if they had something like that, and I knew that you were going to go somewhere with
Yeah.
your side boo, I was going to show up. I was going to be sitting at the bar when you walked in for your drink. Um,
You know what? A part of me wishes I was like that. I mean, like I found out one of my exes, but it was like at the end, it was already like she had already like broken up with me, right? And I found out the reason why at the end. But I think a part of me wishes that I had the wherewithal, you know,
before we get
to go, to go
you
look.
be surprised. You be surprised. You trying to tell me never in your entire days of days have you ever peeked over the eye when a text message came through, or if they didn't close out the screen fast enough, you did a 30-seconder.
Well, if I had cause, but but it's just like you know, but you have to give me cause. I'm not walking in like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody,
I'm Yeah,
hopefully nobody. Well, I was about to say no one walks in like that,
yeah,
but a lot of people carry trust
hmm,
issues, and
yeah.
so they start
Oh
that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
They come in the door that way. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, I think the deepest I had ever gone, there was someone that I was with, and I thought that they were cheating on me, and they had used my computer, and I logged into their account simultaneously
Mm,
while they just happened to be on the computer chatting.
right, right,
And
right.
I kept wanting to do some weird magic stuff and like type stuff in between. Like I didn't say that, but yeah, I think that was the moment that I realized that I was reaching a place that I didn't want to be.
Right, right,
That's the
right.
step before you end up on the ID channel,
Oh,
right?
on what was it? Snaps?
Right. Or my neighbor next door, whatever the
Mhm.
case may be, that's the step before you end up right there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But you feel it. You feel it. And so I think it depends on who you are. So here's a couple scenarios, right?
Excuse me, I'm about to
If
lose
the
power.
person has given you cause, right?
Hmm.
Um, then I can see how maybe you might for confirmation's sake, right? But then you also have to you talked about us bringing stuff, bringing, trust issues, bringing that baggage. If you're the type of
Hmm.
person, now I have anxiety, right? I'm someone that deals with anxiety. My anxiety tells me things. I've gotten better at I've gotten better at not running with what things my anxiety tells me. If you're a person that runs with what your anxiety tells you, you might be well, well, they didn't call me at the time that they called me. They didn't show up in the times that they usually show up. They did something different from what they usually do, and now something has to be happening, right? So now you engage in this almost like this self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because now you're placing this infidelity or whatever on this person. So scenarios like that happen, right? Which is unfortunate. But like everyone else said, you tend to feel something is happening even without like having being neurospicy, right?
Right.
You
Right.
tend to
And if you're a
feel it.
spiritual person, you
Yeah,
felt that thing in your sleep. You woke
yeah,
up and sat up and started smelling perfume. Oh, I know where you've been, son. you
right,
know,
right.
but all of the comments are really talking about looking at where what made you respond that way. I think
Mm-hmm.
people care more about the partner thinking they are a fool than the actual cheating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had the thread, a book printed out on me. Yeah, I've had that happen. Once you thought, yeah, once you get to a certain point, we done had a whole study guide highlighting stuff in the thread.
Right.
Wow. Yes. Sitting there and watching people have a conversation. Like,
Mm.
I don't know if it's really about more about them than it is about me. Like, I'm at a
Mm.
point in my journey, I'm not worried about them hurting me. I'm worried about me having post traumatic relationship syndrome
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
flashing back and boop. I'm
Yeah.
not advocating violence. I didn't say what the boop was. Just want to put that out there. I'm just saying that, and I'm glad that you're talking about trauma in relationships because it doesn't just happen in our romantic relationships. Like
Right.
our first question, and if anyone has a question that they would like to pose anonymously, you can scan right on the screen where you see the QR code right over here. You see I paused, right?
Is that
I started at the look, I was like the song, I started at the bottom, then I was here. You know what I mean? So let's bring up the first question that was sent in. But if you want to submit a question, you can do the scan on your screen with your phone and you can submit an anonymous question.
Mhm.
Can you read this for me while I get a cup of water? I'm recovering.
Sure, sure, sure.
from
That's what
COVID.
assistants do. All right. Dear Dr. Renair, my best friend Jane has been talking behind my back and spreading lies about me to our friend group. I confronted her, but she denied it. Now everyone is taking sides, and I feel so betrayed by my oldest friend. I don't know if I can trust her again. Should I cut ties or try to mend the relationship?
Ah, that's
That glass is way too
hard.
high. You gotta cut it. No, no.
Yeah, that is hard. If you're watching on IG, YouTube, Facebook, please chime in. I This is hard because I feel like when you are my best friend,
Mm,
I have higher expectations of you, right? And that's the problem. We're not in all actuality, like universal principle, like all actuality. We're not supposed to expect things from people because it also leaves us with the possibility of being disappointed. You're supposed to
yes.
allow things to be flow, but if you are my best friend,
Mm,
I have a higher expectation of you. And plus, if you're my best friend, you know where the bodies are at.
yes.
Hypothetical bodies. See, on the internet now, you gotta add
Oh
stuff
yeah,
in.
hypothetical.
But yeah, I watch too much. But what if you know things about me that no one else knows?
Mm-hmm.
So there's in my mind, I don't know how to trust what you shared.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
what did you say? Like, I wouldn't be able to really release it. And I'm just being honest about me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I, I don't know. Especially now it's causing problems. People are taking sides.
Yeah.
And the problem with taking sides, there's that old saying, I won't act like I started it. It's your view, their view, and what actually occurred because we
Right.
see things from the angle in which we participated in, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think if for me, and if I was this person, I would have to look at the what this person means to me, and I probably would want to have a conversation. I don't think right. That's it. Rosetta hit it on the head too. Like, I'm calling this person my bestie, my best friend. Do they
Mm-hmm.
see me as their best friend? How does that show up? We would have to have a conversation.
Yeah, but not immediately though. My first week, I'm yeah, because I know for me, I would definitely need to take a step back. Again, you talk about how that person knows, my best friend knows intimate details about me, right? I And so to have opened myself up in such an intimate way with someone, to have this person now, it's a betrayal, betray me, right?
Yeah.
um and spread lies in that moment that I found that out. um One, knowing me, I would want to try to have a conversation, but it wouldn't be an effective one for me,
Got you. Got
because I would be definitely speaking coming from that place of hurt and anger, rage, even, right?
you.
uh and I would have to take a step back to reassess, the kind of reevaluate the relationship. I don't know how
Hmm.
long it would take for me to be able to say to my best friend, hey, what you said, what you did really hurt me. And why did you do? I think I would want to know why, right? Like, why, what was happening? I don't know when or how long it would take for me to get to that space where I'm able to have that type of conversation with her, right? Where I'm able to heal to the point where I'm able to have a conversation. And I think even after that conversation, she will forever, or they will, or he, whoever the best friend was, will forever be at a different level in my life. I don't believe that I would be able to trust them in the way that I trusted them before. And so, yeah, I might share, we might get to a point, if reconciliation is possible, right? We might get to a point where we talk, where we share things with each other. But I don't know if I would ever be able to be as open. And that happened to me, right? So I'm speaking from personal experience, and that situation has forever changed how I interact with other people that want to be friends.
I got you. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
I get that. I get that. I will be honest with you and say, based on that scenario, that situation, I also wouldn't be able to be in that friend group any longer because the
yeah,
fact that people. Let me tell you something. I've known you since I was in my early 20s, and we know where I am now. we
yeah,
don't gotta get into numbers, Um, but you can't take sides against me. Like, you can't build an army against me and then expect me to be willing and comfortable to be
Mhm.
around everybody again. Because now I'm looking at the ones that took your side. Because now I'm wondering how how long you've been feeling some of the things that you started
Mhm.
telling.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
How long? Because as mad as I get, I'm not going to jump, on and be like, oh, let me tell you everything that's going on with my best friend. So
Mhm.
it's just a lot of moving parts. If my input, because I don't like to say advice, would be it's really based on how, I think it's really based on three things. It's based on how important that person is to you.
Mhm.
It also depends on the gravity of what occurred.
Yes.
Like what was said. There's a difference between saying I walk with a limp or I still pee the bed. Like the the crime is different. The penalty, it's like it's a little bit different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, with it being a little bit different, it's really depending on what was said. If it's some old high school BS that y'all saying, like I talk too much or I'm bossy or something like that, we can sit down and talk about that. I can forgive that because when people get on my nerves, I'm gonna tell them about themselves. But if
Mhm.
you aired like some real stuff, you tell people, I, I scream in the middle of the night and punch the wall. Like I don't need people knowing my personal business. I just
Right.
don't. And so
Right.
I think it's according to how far in the vault you went.
Right. And
So
and
that's
in
my
that group of
opinion.
friends, yeah, in that group of friends, so like the scenario is that she lied, that Jane lied, right? Um, People that really know you, like really know you intimately, know what pretty much know what you are and are not kind of capable of.
Mhm.
So if I, had I been a member of that friend group, I would question, right? Hey
Mhm.
Liz. I don't know. I think I would have some questions as to, why are you bringing this, right?
Right. Right.
Why are you bringing this uh to us? Um, that's if I was in the friend group. But yeah.
Yeah. So before we go into one of the previous submitted ones, one came in. And
Oh,
so I'm not going to have it put on the screen um, because I want to work with a few of the details here. Okay.
okay. Hmm.
This came in anonymously. It says, I've been with my spouse for a number of years, but have recently found myself interested in men after identifying as a lesbian for my adult life.
Hmm.
We've talked about opening the relationship and having male partners on the side, but I worry that I might actually not want to be with a woman at all anymore. How should I navigate this? So, when I think about sexuality, right, I feel I'm a person that I believe that is fluid. Some people have these ideas that, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it has to look a certain way. I am not a person that believes that. So I'm never going to be the one that's like, oh, why you want to do that? No. Especially if the conversation has taken place with the right person and it has, the spouse,
Okay. Hmm.
there has been some agreement about what could or could not be. And I hope that for the sake of it all, you really unpacked what the rules are, what the expectations are, what the absolute no's are, like all of
Mhm.
that. And if you haven't, then work with someone who does that kind of work. Even me,
Yeah.
not trying to, but that's why the show is here, right? But work, but work with someone to make sure you really plan this out, because once you do it, it's not, you can't undo it. So you
Mhm.
really want to be able to engage the conversation about what this could look like, and you still won't know what that experience would be until it actually happens. You
Yeah.
could say I'm good, I'm not, I'm good, I'm not, and then not be good, right? So that's why continuous conversation, honesty, and
Yes.
communication is necessary. And so even this, this is a real worrying that you might, that it could impact your life in a totally different way than you expect, is
Yeah.
real.
Hmm.
And the truth is, anything is possible. But that's why these conversations with your spouse are important, because it's important to say how you're feeling instead of holding it in. And you may sit with it long enough and say, maybe I don't want to do it that way. Or
Right.
maybe we should talk about doing it a different way. But I would say that it's really about the conversation for the both of you.
Hmm.
It's not judgment for anybody else.
Yeah.
So that's my.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that that they spoke to their spouse about it, right? And didn't really kind of just like, well, let me just go and explore this, right?
Mhm.
And so they respected their marriage and their spouse enough to have this conversation. And it's a difficult one. I imagine that it is a difficult conversation to have, but I appreciate that they did speak to their spouse about that. And so, yeah, it's some there's some work to be done, right? Even getting it like a therapist and stuff like that to kind of help the both of them navigate what things look like going forward, whether they stay together or separate, right? Whether they open up the relationship or not. So, yeah,
Yeah, and thank you for sending the question in. And anyone else who is open, and it's not just romance. It's, as you see, we just saw Jane betray her friend and wreck the
yeah,
whole entire friend group. Um, and so you can scan the QR code on the screen and send your question in. I don't know what single not looking at the moment means, whoever sent that in, but cool. Thank you for letting us know. That's great. But
oh, it's on the screen. Let me see if they could also text let me put that in the chat. They could also
yes,
text you. Yeah. All right.
yes. And
So
I like, while you're doing that, I like what Devin says. At my age, I'm not questioning anything. And then I think she's talking about when we went back, we were talking about Jane and the friend. I'll make a
mhm,
decision on how bad it's affected me, and then I just won't associate anymore.
yeah.
I absolutely, yes. That whole, anytime I have to go, and this goes for anything, anytime I have to question how you're showing up as my friend,
Mm,
there's a challenge there. And so
yeah.
I love that you pointed out, even the person that sent in the anonymous question, the fact that the conversation that you had was with your spouse, that is something that I'm like,
Yeah.
because a lot of times people hold it and then it manifests in a different way.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm like, let me be part of the conversation. Like that's
Yes.
all I ever say. Like, don't make a decision for me. Now you already
Yes.
know that I'm not jumping out of nothing. I'm not, I'm not jumping on no plane. I am not an adventure seeker. I am not getting in the pool with sharks and all of that stuff. I celebrate people that are able to do it, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, but don't not invite me. I want to take the pictures.
Mhm.
Like, I want to be there. I want to be part of the experience. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, don't give me the option.
Yes, yes. Don't take away my option from me.
Yeah, I'm very much don't
Yeah.
take away my option from me. And then if I decline, then we talk about where we go from there.
Right. Right.
Then we talk about where you go from there. So thank you again. And so we're going to go to the next question. I don't see another one coming in. So we're going to go to the second question that we already had sent in previously. And keep in mind, our next show is June 27th. So we'll be back here June 27th.
Yes.
I'm trying to get my good friend Veneer to join me on the next one, be my lab assistant because she's amazing and I just want the world to know how amazing she is. So, would you like to read the question?
Sure, I'll read it. Dear Dr. Renair, my boyfriend gives me the silent treatment for days if we disagree about anything, even small things. Last week, it was over picking a beach town for vacation. He stopped speaking to me for 3 nights. I've tried explaining how it hurts me, but he gets defensive. We used to communicate well, but now I'm walking on eggshells. Do I just accept his silent treatment, or is there a way to get through to him?
I mm, silent treatment grinds my gears.
Don't it though?
Anyone giving me the silent treatment grinds my gears. And when I work with couples, I tell them do not do that. You open up the opportunity for, as they say, the devil to get in the details.
It's emotional abuse. It's emotional abuse.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm like that with anybody. I don't like now. Oh, wait. I feel, oh no, I feel a little convicted. See what happened? I was getting ready to tell a fib and I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth because I won't go silent, but I'll go low contact. I'll
Yeah,
go
that's
low,
not the
like,
same thing. That's not the
yeah.
same thing.
So, like, if something happens, I might, like, whatever, but that silent treatment in 3 days,
That's passive aggressive bullshit. That's what that is. All right. That is, it's emotional abuse and passive aggressive bullshit. And it's one thing to say, you know what, I need time. I need time to talk about this. I'm angry and I don't, what I'm saying, I don't want to give you my anger. Um, and so I need time to process. And when I'm ready, we can revisit or set a time to revisit. But you just go dead because you just go dead silent, right? That, yeah, yeah.
no, I can. So, can you pull up Casey?
Wait, let
There's
me
a
take.
comment that says I'm a big silent treatment user.
Oh, there's a few people on here that's big silent treatment users. Amen.
Yes, I'm a big silent treatment user. I don't do it for days, but I definitely use it. I want to be careful with my words and not act in emotion. No, I'm not saying
There's
that
nothing
if
wrong with
you're
that.
not ready to talk about
Right,
something, that you should talk about it. Because I
right.
am a person, I might need a night to
Yeah,
cool down. I might need a night to cool down. I might even need a day. I'm saying we're living in a. Can you pull that question back up?
oh, the silent treatment one. Oh
Yes,
no,
the
sorry.
silent. Yes,
Yeah.
the silent treatment one. We just read last week was over packing for vacation. If they're living together, 3 days of silence with your partner is one of the hardest things to endure. It's
Mhm.
different when you don't live together and you take a break for a couple of days and
Right.
everybody goes to their corners, take a breath, and breathe. It is very hard to be in the same household with someone, living with them day to day, and they are not speaking to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. And then what happens? I'm going to start inventing
Yep.
in my mind what the silent treatment means. Peter said, I've done a week. It's not hard at all. I'm not, and here again, can you run my disclaimer across the, can you run my disclaimer across the bottom of the screen? I am not a medical doctor. I'm a relationship wellness coach and have been for 14 years now. This program is for entertainment purposes only, but I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling it, I'm calling a flag on the play. A week though, a week. But again, like I said, it also depends on how it, what the dynamics are.
Mm-hmm.
I can accept that from a little bit, this much. From somebody I don't live with, I'm like, oh, you don't want to call me? Bet. I'm not calling you Deuce. That's the way I don't have to see you. You
Mm-hmm.
walk in, let me watch myself here. You walk in your tail in front of me all day long for 3 days
Child, you
and
can
you
leave.
ain't talking to me? Yes. Sonia said on IG, Sonia said it's toxic and it builds resentment.
Yes, it
Do you
does.
know? Do you remember back in the day? And I'm not advocating. See, I got to keep putting disclaimers on stuff. People
Let me
stuff
put
on
the
the internet.
disclaimer.
I'm not advocating abuse, right? But do you remember when you were younger and your parent told you to do something and you didn't move fast enough or something, and they just moved at you? That's how I would be by the
Mm-hmm.
third day. You would sashay your tail in front of me, and I say good morning, and you don't speak. It's a move because after a minute, I'm be like, word, you know. So Shy said, I also go silent when I'm clear that I'm not being heard. When I'm positive you're listening to rebut instead of hearing, then responding. Okay. All right. Okay. See, that's why we have the lab partners. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we explore and we talk about different ways to look at things. Peter said, I don't like to repeat myself. If I'm told that something you're doing is bothering me repeatedly, you keep doing it, I ain't saying shit else. That's the only time I have given a silent treatment. I I can't even argue back at y'all.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is why we bring up the theory, right? And we bring it in front of the lab assistant and the lab partners because people have different insight. And this is why I do this show because at the end of the day, we all have different cultures. We've all had different experiences. We've
Mm-hmm.
all have different traumas and disappointments. And so we may do the same behavior, but for different reasons.
So, how much of that silent treatment is manipulation? Because now I'm not going to talk to you so that you will now change your behavior. If I have to do that, then why are we, you know what I'm saying? So how much of silent treatment is manipulation?
Mm,
Because I know, especially if you know the person, if you know that person
mhm.
intimately and whatever. I'm going to give the silent treatment because I know that this is going to have this a particular result, right?
Okay.
And so not all silent treatment is like that, but a lot of people use silent treatment as manipulation, right?
Well, in this case, now let's take it back to the case study that we are
Mm-hmm.
looking at. In this case, he stopped speaking to her about the town that they picked for their vacation. So he stopped speaking to her for um whatever, maybe she disagreed with where he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, for this story, I can't speak for any of the examples that everyone gave because they are valid. Like it can be both and.
Mm-hmm.
But in her case, I don't know how long I would accept the silent treatment. Again, I think this is where we start bringing in additional help
Right.
to to readjust how we're communicating, because she said that he gives the silent treatment for days if we disagree about anything,
Anything. Yeah.
even the small thing. So in his case, it is manipulation
Hmm.
because he's getting angry about everything,
Yeah.
even the small things. Even if the manipulation is, I want you to, I want you to hear me. I want you
Hmm.
to do what, I want you to do. It's to cause some type of something.
Yeah.
So I would say that at this point, if this is something consistently happening, and even though you've explained how it hurts, he keeps doing it. If you're going to continue to stay with him, if this is the way that he responds to things, then y'all are going to have to work with someone to help you learn a different way of communicating
Yeah.
where they're not biased. Don't go to your friends and have them do a fix my life around brunch. Like, don't do that.
Hmm.
Go sit down and talk to someone so that they can help you. Right, control. They can help you work through it, because if he does that for a disagreement, it makes me wonder, where is this popping up in other places
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
relationships.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I don't mean to jump. I know we're getting ready to end, but we have one more question coming. So
Oh,
can we
wonderful. Okay.
thank you all for sharing, and thank you for your vulnerability. You can, if you would like to, continue to send questions in, and we'll have these questions as we come together next month. We are doing once a month right now, but based on how it goes, I'm willing to get up to bi-weekly. I'm willing to get up to bi-weekly. They going, oh wait,
Oh, y'all
wait.
owe us an extra 30 minutes.
It's
Excuse me.
actually 12, because we started at 8:30. So we owe you 12 minutes. That's why we giving another question. But there's some points that I want to hit before I pull this question up.
Okay.
Someone said it's about, Peter said it's about control. Casey said maybe he's manipulating, maybe he's battling something else that's being triggered or ignored. I have to hear his side honestly.
Hmm.
That's a good point, because that's her side,
Yeah.
right? That she
Hmm.
given when he go, silent.
Mm.
So I think that that's why I said they would need to really get in front of a relationship coach or therapist or someone to work with them, because you don't know how many times I've sat in the middle of, like, I've had clients come in and they're fussing, like literally they're fussing as they come into the Zoom because they're virtual, and I
Mhm.
just sit and I listen and I watch. And sometimes when you break down to the bottom of it, they're really saying similar things, or there's a misunderstanding happening that has the other person very offended and defensive,
Mhm.
right? So there's a way to disagree. There's a way to fight,
Yeah, there is a way.
So I wouldn't say throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't know the other side, but it does sound like they need to be having a conversation with someone professional to help them work through that. So this is going to be the last question for tonight. Whoever sent it in, thank you so much for your vulnerability. This says, Dear Dr. Renair, I'm at a point in my life where I've had the greatest love of my life. Every relationship after that is for companionship, but I don't know how to relay that to a partner without hurting their feelings. I
Mhm.
genuinely care for people, but don't feel that deeper connection that usually comes with relationships. That's real.
That is real.
That's real. The challenge is it's hard to have that conversation without someone feeling like they're not enough, and that they'll never be.
Right.
The only it would take a lot of conversation, or if the person that you are spending time with, having your companionship, you would have to find someone that also is looking for companionship in a similar way.
Right, 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 right.
Because sometimes, you know, our love stories, the ones that we have over our lifetime, the experiences that we have, there are some people that have crossed our paths that we experienced love with them a particular way. With the conversation, it has to be taken in a delicate way, because someone who is desiring to be the next greatest love story would feel away. But before I finish, now I'm going to say something a little helpless romantic, right? Sometimes when you're just in the flow, you don't know what's available to be open. It may not be that. It's never going to be that, but it may be something else that is
Hmm.
great in its own way. We get to participate in how our relationships show up, how they develop, what we experience, what we give. If we give in love, that's what that person is going to receive. But I don't know if telling someone, like, yo, I just want to let you know you're never going to be that,
Hmm.
opposed to, hey, right now I'm just seeking companionship.
And say that from the jump.
Right.
Don't wait until this person is clearly enamored with you and is making plans. You know what I'm saying? Making plans for y'all
Right.
to be together for the rest of y'all life. And you knew when you got into that situation that you were not looking for more than companionship. And so you've now taken this person's choice away. Um, right? By not sharing that, like, this is all that you want. This is all not and all that you are that you're
But
capable of
that's
at the
not
moment.
saying
It
that they
might
don't want to
change.
tell. But they're
Huh?
not saying, they didn't say they didn't want to relay it. They want to know how to relay it without hurting a person's feelings. And the truth is, you may not be able to, because they're going to interpret it the way that they hear it. All you can say in all honesty is, like you said, I am right now interested in companionship.
Hmm.
You get to define what companionship looks like and what it means.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, it's harder to do once you've already established some type of a deeper relationship with someone to now say, yeah, this is all I want, right? For now to be honest about it, right? Honest about your capacity to be in relationship with them in a way that you can't be for them. They might want something deeper, right? And so, which is why I said from the jump, like when you are exploring being with someone, um, or seeking companionship, right? That's a conversation to have while you're in the process of before you start anything, right? That's the type of conversations that and I get that when folk get together and it's all it's wonderful and it's honeymoony and stuff like that, and then when life's right? When the real work begins, now it's like, oh well, yeah, I just want companionship. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
and that's what I was just talking about, Quita, right? Um, so it's more difficult. It's difficult there, Right.
And on the Healing Rev on IG said, I see that as to get to know you dating conversation to be the most compassionate. Right.
Hmm.
The getting to know you. And I think that's it. I The only way to have the conversation is to have it at the beginning. Rosetta said, emotions and levels of the heart are hard to shield, even if you're honest about the conversation. Yes.
Hmm.
I lost a whole somebody I was dating. Because when we started dating, I was coming out of a situation
Hmm.
and I told them I don't want to ever get into another situation. I just want to have fun. I just want to do this. And I meant it at that moment. I was like, I don't want to do this. We dated for like 10 months, 10 months of traveling together, spending time together, talking together, getting up in the morning together, landed 10 months of me running up and down the East Coast, right? And all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, remember when you said that you wanted to do this, that, and the third? And they were like, I never said that. I was like, oh,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? So you don't have any control over it.
Yeah.
I know now I got a whole wife. A
A whole
whole
lot. One of the things that I think that I've grown into, or I'm pretty proud of myself about, is that I can say with a surety like what it is that
Mhm.
what I want, right? And so after a previous breakup, I knew that I desired to have companionship, and so or someone listen. Can we cuss on the big level?
Well, you already said
Already
you
cussed.
said
I'm
earlier.
sorry, but have somebody that to be. I knew that I did not want a relationship. That I knew without a shadow of a doubt that that is not what I wanted. Did not want to be in a relationship. But I wanted to have I did want to have companionship and whatever that looked like, right? So I shared that, and it was what you want, what, Kuda. um, it was probably I had never had a type of conversation like that before in my life, but I knew that I was not interested in having a relationship. Maybe, go out to dinner, maybe do a little something more, right? Hang out every once in a while, but I knew I didn't want no relationship. And so I was very clear about that. And the individual was also stated, yes, I'm very clear that this is what you want. I'm like, okay, because if things begin to shift on your end, then we can no longer have this arrangement. Right. And sure enough, things began to shift. So if someone has told you, so this is on the other side now, all right? If someone has been honest with you and and stated to you what they want, don't think that, oh, if you show up in a certain way, if you buy them certain things, if you do certain things, that they will change their mind. It doesn't happen like that often.
Yes, Lord.
And you set yourself up to get your feelings hurt.
Yes, Lord.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So before we wrap up, I do want to say what uh, Sonia just talked about. She said you need to heal from the love of your past life to be better for the love of your new and future life. Self
Mhm.
healing is the key because not all love is the same. Go ahead now. I'm gonna throw 50 cents at her. I don't have a dollar. I got 50 cents though. Sonia, I'm giving you 50 cents when I see you.
I want to
Right?
know what kind of arrangement Quita needs. So we could talk about that at another time.
Yes, we will save that for next month's show. So I thank you. Oh, I see you, Coco, over there on IG. I love, 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 love you. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna have to have you come on here and we can talk about relationships together. I'm gonna send you a message. I'm serious though. Like at the end of the day, it's really about finding what works for you. In
Hmm.
any relationship, it could be your relationship with your family member, because we're wrapping up with a relationship with your family member, friend, lover, whomever. You have a right to really look at what you desire to get from your relationship.
Right.
And if you're not getting it, then you have the desire to, as Tweet I think said so eloquently earlier, recategorize them. Sometimes,
Hmm.
and you've heard me say this before, it doesn't mean that all relationships need to end. It just may mean how you function with these particular individuals. It is what it is. I'm gonna say it like for real. If you're seeing somebody and y'all having a good time, a real good time, and that's all you want to do, then that's all you do,
Yeah.
right? You don't owe nobody any explanation for that. And I think because we share a lot of stuff on social media now, people think they have the right to tell people what's wrong or what's right. And even though we're doing Pink Love Lab Live, that's why I have the beautiful lab assistant. Thank you so much, Sue, for joining.
Oh.
And we gave y'all the extra 15 minutes back for the StreamYard fiasco. So I think we're good now.
Yes. Yes.
But
That's
our next show is going to be June 27th. June 27th, we're doing once a month. But if y'all keep coming in like this and sending these questions in, we might have to go to bi weekly. So, on that note, oh, I see you, Paige. I see you, Amanda. I
oh
see
my
all
gosh.
the names. This is
Yeah.
so amazing. So, have a good one, Sue. Thank you. I just want to. Do we have the flyer for the next one so people can
I
check
sure
the
didn't
details?
upload it. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So, so June 27th,
Yes.
we will be back here at 8 o'clock with another lab assistant, and we're going to go through questions. You can send your questions in during this time, and we will have them queued up and ready to go. Yes, Sue is the best assistant.
Oh my
Who
gosh.
is the
Thank
best
you.
assistant. Thank you, Liz. So I usually do a closing myself, but what let's talk about since Tweet I think wants 2 more minutes. What's your takeaway from today?
My takeaway from today. Jesus. I mean, we talked about so much. The only thing that's kind of coming up for me is just honesty, right? Um, and I think that's coming up for me because of we're coming off of this last conversation that we just had. Honesty is always the best policy, right? Um, and and knowing who you are and what you want before you enter into anything, right? Knowing who you are, knowing what your triggers are, knowing those things that you still need to heal from, those things that you still need to fix, those things that you still need to face, knowing who you are, right? And what you want. And some of us don't know what we want, right? So we are kind of trying to figure things out, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, while you're trying to figure it out, be careful
And
with who
tell
you
people
have
you're trying to figure it out.
enter in your life. Huh?
I said, tell people you're trying to figure it
Yeah,
out. Like, tell them,
yeah,
like,
be
this,
honest. Yes.
I'm experimenting. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I
Yeah, I'm
don't
trying to
know.
figure this thing out, right? And people will have great respect for you. If you say that. Like, listen, I'm trying to figure some things out. I really don't know, give folk the option whether they want to walk with you while you navigate that or not. Right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's my takeaway.
I like
Just
that
take it in.
takeaway. And thank you for your insights, your input. Thank you for running the tech while you were doing this show. Thank you for handling StreamYard when we couldn't get on at 8 o'clock.
Listen,
So I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you
I love
for
you too.
allowing Pink Love Lab Live, where we explore the chemistry of connection, to be a member of the Inspire Network.
Oh, I got to put it
So
up.
honored.
The Inspire Network, where inspiration finds its voice. And so, yes, I'm incredibly honored that uh, Pink Love Lab Live. Say that 10 times fast. It's the inaugural show under the Inspire Network. And so if you're interested in perhaps having a podcast or a live show like this one, and you need some assistance, feel free to email me at sue@getinspired.live.
I love that. I love that. Yes. Yes, yes. So still send your questions in, and this was amazing. I can't wait to see you next month. So until we meet each other, see each other, talk, follow us at Sue Webley, Sue A. Webley, to get in
Yeah,
trouble.
Sue A. Webley everywhere.
Right. Or Renair Amin. I believe I'm frozen. I don't know why.
You
But
are, but we
thank you for thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, and I will see you here next month on June 27th for the Pink Love Lab live show. Take care.
Bye, y'all.
Let's talk about love. Like you and me all night, and let's talk about love.